welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to have you here and to be discussing a film that I talked about in my last top movies, talking about how I hadn't gotten a chance to see it yet, and I finally was able to go catch it in the theater today, and that is Avatar Fire and Ash, the third installment, the third one in the, as of right now, trilogy of the Avatar film series. And it definitely did not disappoint. So I wanted to just talk about it, give my thoughts. This will be there will be spoilers, most likely, so it'll be in the title if there are, but I'm sure there will be, because it's going to be hard for me to talk about it probably without giving something away. So I'd rather just give a fair warning, a preface from the start. So yeah, but it was really, really good. I definitely had high expectations. I really love the Avatar films. Way of Water was gonna be hard to top for me because I loved Avatar The Way of Water so much. I loved the water people, I loved the visuals, I loved the pacing, I loved the story. And I loved it. And I think, as of right now, I think it's still my favorite, but Fire and Ash is it's right there next to it, almost. But right now, my order would go 2, 3, 1. But I can see it being 3, 2, 1. I need to see it again. I went with my boyfriend, who, this was his second time seeing it, and he actually said it was his favorite Avatar film out of the three. So it is the least critically acclaimed out of the three, holding a 67% on Rotten Tomatoes. And if you see me looking down at a light, I have my iPad with me down here just so I can kind of refer to character names and such. And my trusty Apple Pencil. But okay. I loved it. I loved the fire people, well, the ash people. I think Varang, played by Una Chaplin, and I believe, which I did not know, she's the granddaughter, or great-granddaughter, is it, of Charlie Chaplin? The granddaughter of Charlie Chaplin. That's crazy. Like, how cool is that? She looks so familiar. What else have I seen her in? I'm gonna see what. The Longest Ride. Yes. She was in The Longest Ride. Okay. That's where I know her from. How funny is that? Okay. Sorry. But I loved her as the villain. I loved her look. I loved her, sassiness. I was rooting for her, if I'm being honest. The women in this film, I love the women in this film. Varang, loved. Neytiri always delivers. That woman, she's been through a lot. And at the beginning of the film, when I saw her come onto the screen with her veil, mourning, like Shaw, cloak type vibe, I knew she was going to deliver a performance. And Zoe Saldana, love. Her ability to emote through the character is so amazing, and I love her. I love Neytiri. I loved Neytiri's arc in this film, especially her relationship with Spider, who I did see some chatter online saying that Jack Champion, who plays Spider, didn't do a good job acting. I thought he was fine. Like, I didn't notice. Like, I don't think really any of the child actors are like out of this world amazing. In comparison to the adult actors, although he's an adult now, but I thought he was fine. Like, I didn't think he took away from the film at all. I actually really enjoyed the character of Spider, and I liked that he got more screen time in this, especially with Neytiri and Jake Sully and that little trifecta when they kind of, when Spider gets rescued, well, Spider escapes, Quaritch is capturing, and he helps rescue Jake and Neytiri, and they go, and that moment, if you know, you know, but that moment where, you know, Jake Sully's about to make that sacrifice, and that special moment where he calls him dad, oh, cried, loved it. One of my top moments from the movie. Also, who was going to tell me that Professor Lupin, who plays Palak, was in this movie? He came onto the screen fairly early in the film, and I turned to my boyfriend. I said, "Is that Professor Lupin?" And I looked it up, and indeed it was. Loved him in this movie. That was great. A great little fun acting like surprise. General Ardmore pissed me off. I think that's the point. But girl, you're not doing a thing. You know, you're making all these like, go out and go do it yourself. And she did at the end, and look where that got her. I'm assuming, obviously, like, she died, right? I mean, her ship got, like, sucked in and blew up, so I'm assuming she died. And also, like, is Quaritch dead? Because he, like, falls at the end, and, like, is he really dead? I would assume so, but, like, with Quaritch, do we really know? Hard to say. It was a long movie. It was 3 hours and 17 minutes. And I think it was probably the same as The Way of Water. The Way of Water might be like a few minutes shorter, but at that point, it doesn't really matter. I'm excited to see this again and experience it again. Loak was a standout for me. Okay, this might be a hot take. Kiri annoys me. I cannot get past the fact that, and I know, it was a creative choice, but Sigourney Weaver, a 76-year-old woman, is playing a, 14, 15-year-old girl, and she annoys me. The way she, like, tries to act like it doesn't come off. Like, I wish they casted just a child actor for Kiri. Like, keep it consistent, because I understand she's, like, the reincarnation of Awa, and, you know, her mom, also played by Sigourney Weaver. Like, I get it. But, like, I don't know. I don't like it. That might be personal opinion, but, like, I just kept looking at her. I'm like, you're a 76-year-old woman. You're Sigourney Weaver. I'm not trying to age shame, but, like, let's give it to someone else. Yeah, her character, and I know she's gonna be, like, the main narrator in the next installment, so I'm gonna have to just, like, suck it up and deal with it. And, like, she's powerful, and she's, like, the character itself is not, like, there's nothing wrong with her. It's just my personal gripe of, I don't like Sigourney Weaver playing that role. Justice for my girl, Renal. I don't know how to say all their names sometimes, because they speak so fast sometimes in the movies that it's hard to understand how they're actually pronouncing their names. Kate Winslet. I knew James Cameron couldn't afford you for any more films, because you were doing this for a favor, because that was the only reason why they needed to kill you. Oh my gosh. That was really sad. And then she gave birth, and now Neytiri's had the baby and was gonna, like, that moment between them, because they were, like, always kind of at odds, was really powerful. And I enjoyed it. I like I said, I love the water people. I loved, in this one especially, seeing much more of the lush landscape. Like, it was like a blend of the first and second. We got that water aspect, and the visuals that came with that, and then we got that forest, that lushness from the first film, and kind of blended together, which I think was really beautiful, especially now introducing the fire aspect and those visuals of the ashiness, the grays, the oranges, paired with that like crystal clear blue water, and like visually, like every frame of this movie had me in awe, and I wanted to like, if I could, pause it and like stare at every detail because it was amazing. The creature designs, the, you know, transportation, the ships, their makeup, and the ash people's like designs, and Farang's outfit, her little like little fin tube top, loved. Um, I just really enjoyed this film. I think it was a phenomenal action movie. It was a phenomenal fantasy movie. And I think that's the thing about these Avatar films is what makes them so great. They're not for everyone. 100% agree. They're not for everyone. They're fantasy, they're action, but at their core, it's a like family drama. And I love that. It's always rooted in it's always rooted in personal experience. I shouldn't say human experience because they're not all humans, but that like essence of that soul experience that they all share can be connected through the audience in any way, regardless of like the fact that it's a fantasy world and some of those things don't exist. I think the audience can take things like that away, which I think is what makes them so special to audiences, and you know, they're able to resonate. I highly recommend seeing this movie in the theaters. I know in this day and age, like streaming and obviously like I'm gonna buy it and watch it at home many times, but if you can see it in the theaters, I implore you to. It was just a feast for the eyes to witness on the big screen with the surround sound, and yeah, I loved it. I definitely would love to see it again. I don't know if I'll be able to get to the theater to see it because busy January for me, early January. But yeah, I just loved it. I definitely gave spoilers away, so I will be mentioning how there are spoilers in the film, but I'm so excited to see where they go with this franchise. I hope they do a 4. I heard rumblings of like, this one doesn't make enough, James Cameron's gonna hold a press conference or something. I think that's just a marketing ploy to get people to go see the movie more. I don't think that's actually gonna happen. I think they're gonna make a 4th. If they haven't already filmed some of it, I don't know. And I don't even know when it would come out. I assume it won't come out for a while. But, yeah, I loved it. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars on Letterboxd. It could change to a 5-star movie for me though, but I think for now, I'm gonna keep it at 4.5 stars because there were little things, teeny things that like wouldn't make it a 5-star movie. And honestly, part of it is Sigourney Weaver's casting as Carrie, and like I'm sorry, but it just bothers me so much that it distracts me from the film sometimes. But yeah, I think in this film, my standout character, probably Neytiri, because I feel like she had the biggest character development. Neytiri and Spider, for me. And yeah, Varang, like I said, or Varang, I don't know how you say it, was a treat. I loved her as the villain. So, yeah, those were kind of my thoughts. Just like ramble, of, you know, consciousness. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you saw the latest Avatar, what you think of it in the comments below. I definitely want to hear. And yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful evening or morning or day or whenever you're watching this. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed. Comment what you thought of Avatar 3 if you saw it, or if it's not your cup of tea. You know, maybe a different movie that you think that you would want to recommend. And subscribe if you enjoy my videos and you want to see more. And I will see you in my next one. Bye.